The New York lights are not for everybody. He's built for this. If you look at his Instagram, how he come in the stadium, how everything, he's built to be a New York quarterback, whether it's with the Jets, but for sure the New York Football Giants, he's built for this.
The buzz around Jaxson Dart isn't hype anymore. It's turning into a full-blown league-wide acknowledgement, and NFL legends are starting to say the quiet part out loud. As sources claim, former quarterbacks, defensive backs, and veteran coaches have been breaking down Dart's tape and coming to the same conclusion. This kid is a problem. Not flashy for clicks, not reckless for highlights, but dangerous because he stays calm while defenses panic.
New York Giants, the spotlight's high. I love this pick for the Giants. Love the fact that they didn't have to give up a number one to move back into the first round. I've studied Jaxson Dart. Look, I think this is going to be one of the steals of the draft. I think he has it all. I think he comes in, and I think for the New York Giants, for Brian Daboll and for Joe Schoen to save their jobs, Jaxson Dart has to be the day one starter. He has to play well. You might run with Russ for a little bit. They didn't pay Russ a whole bunch of money. So it leaves the door open. But if you're picking them at number one, if he's ready to play, you play him.
Playing for the New York Giants, Dart walked into one of the toughest markets in sports, and instead of shrinking, he leaned into it. Legends point out that what separates him right now isn't just arm talent, it's how quickly he diagnoses coverages and punishes hesitation. Defenders don't get half seconds to recover. If a linebacker steps wrong or a safety bites, Dart is already letting it fly. According to insiders, that decisiveness is what veteran defenders hate most. There's no time to disguise late. There's no chance to bait him into bad reads consistently. He trusts what he sees and lives with it. NFL legends have said that's how real quarterbacks play. Not scared, not guessing, just operating. The Giants' offense looks different with Dart under center. Faster, sharper, more intentional. Even when plays break down, Dart doesn't look rattled. He slides, resets, and keeps his eyes upfield. That trait alone has earned respect from former greats who know how rare it is. This isn't about stats padding or lucky bounces. This is about command. And once a quarterback shows command, the league starts adjusting. That's when things get scary. What really has NFL legends impressed is how Jaxson Dart handles pressure without turning reckless.
Man, I think he's just an amazing young quarterback, and I'm so excited. I see a lot of myself when I watch him, just his joy, his charisma with his teammates, his ability to make every throw on the field, and it's just exciting to watch and support him and be there for him.
Is it uncommon for a young player to have the work ethic that he does, like after practice, going through the full script, you're out there with him? Is that uncommon, or is that a standard thing that would happen with a rookie?
Man, I don't know if it's uncommon, but I believe it's required. You know, he's not waiting for his moment. He's preparing to be the very best, and I think that's just his makeup. He's been working hard his whole life. So why stop now?
As sources claim, former defensive players watching the tape say Dart doesn't gift wrap turnovers the way young quarterbacks usually do. When blitzes come, he doesn't panic throw. He doesn't bail early. He climbs the pocket and forces defenders to commit. That patience is deadly. Legends have pointed out that Dart understands spacing at an advanced level. He knows where his outlets are before the snap and confirms them after it. That's veteran behavior in a young quarterback's body. Playing in New York only amplifies that pressure, yet Dart looks unfazed by the noise. According to insiders, one former Hall of Fame defensive back said Dart plays like he's already been through the fire. That's not something you teach. That's wired. The Giants' playbook has quietly expanded since Dart took over, and legends noticed immediately. More intermediate routes, more layered concepts. That tells you the coaching staff trusts him. Trust leads to freedom. Freedom leads to production. Defenses now have to account for Dart's legs too. He's not a runner first, but when coverage locks down, he takes what's there and moves the chains. That's backbreaking for defenses. Legends say quarterbacks who steal first downs with their feet break morale faster than deep passes. Dart does it without showboating, just business. That's why defenders respect him. He's not trying to embarrass anyone, he's trying to win.
Listen, I've been huge on Dart ever since I started watching this tape. It reminded me so much of Bo Nix last year, where you're like, okay, and then you watch tape and really, really liked him. I think it reminds me a lot of Jalen Hurts as a runner. He's tough. I think he's the best in the pocket out of this class. I don't believe people gave Rhea a lot easy at the line of scrimmage throw-wise. He was challenged to push the ball downfield. There's a lot of Josh Allen style to his game with Brian Dable.
Another reason NFL legends believe Jaxson Dart is unstoppable is his leadership style, which insiders say has already taken hold in the Giants' locker room. According to sources, Dart doesn't lead by volume, he leads by preparation. Teammates have talked quietly about how he's always the first in and last out, but more importantly, how he owns mistakes immediately. Legends emphasize that accountability is the fastest way to earn trust in the NFL. Dart doesn't deflect. If a drive stalls, he looks at himself first. That attitude spreads fast. Receivers run routes harder. Linemen protect longer. Defenses believe they'll get support. Legends watching from the outside say Dart has the kind of presence that stabilizes franchises. Not every throw is perfect, but every rep feels intentional. That's rare. The Giants have cycled through quarterbacks searching for identity. Dart is starting to give them one. Analysts note how teammates celebrate his success differently. It's not hype-driven, it's relief. Relief that someone is finally steering the ship with confidence. According to insiders, even veterans who've seen it all respect how Dart communicates in huddles. Clear, direct, calm, no panic. That's quarterback energy you can't fake. Legends say once a quarterback wins the room, defenses become secondary problems, and Dart looks like he's already there. NFL legends are also pointing to Jaxson Dart's mental toughness as the real reason his rise feels sustainable. As sources claim, when defenses adjust mid-game, Dart adjusts faster. He doesn't get stuck forcing the same looks. He checks out of bad plays. He takes the easy yards when defenses overplay. That chess match mentality is what separates starters from stars.
But Dart they've been talking about him highly, and they drafted him high for a reason. A lot of people had question marks about that. It's obviously his first game, but it's not easy to do in your first start going against a team like that. The Chargers they have a really good defense as well. So, he's got some.
Legends have praised how Dart handles bad plays. No visible frustration, no panic, just reset and move on. That matters over a long season. New York is unforgiving. One bad quarter can dominate headlines. Dart doesn't let headlines play quarterback. He lets reads do the talking. Analysts have noticed that even when the Giants struggle overall, Dart's performance stays consistent. That consistency is dangerous. It gives the team a floor. Legends say once you have a quarterback who raises the floor, the ceiling eventually comes. Defenses are already adjusting coverage schemes to slow him down. That's respect. You don't change game plans for quarterbacks you don't fear. Dart is forcing those changes early. That's why the unstoppable label isn't exaggeration anymore. It's projection based on habits, not highlights. By now, the reason NFL legends believe Jaxson Dart is unstoppable is clear. He combines calm, intelligence, toughness, and leadership in a way defenses struggle to disrupt. As sources claim, quarterbacks like this don't burn out quickly. They evolve. Dart isn't winning with gimmicks. He's winning with understanding. That's what lasts. The Giants may still be building, but with Dart under center, they finally have direction. Legends say that's the hardest thing to find in the NFL. Once you have it, everything else follows. Dart's growth has shifted how the Giants are viewed nationally. They're no longer just rebuilding. They're organizing around a quarterback who looks ready for responsibility. That matters more than wins early. Wins come later. What Dart has already shown is staying power. And staying power scares defenses more than raw talent ever will. This isn't a hot streak, it's a foundation. What NFL legends keep circling back to when talking about Jaxson Dart is how quickly defenses have already been forced into survival mode against him, and that's usually the clearest sign a quarterback is becoming truly unstoppable.
He was my favorite coming out the draft. I like his game. Confident dude. Called him when I saw it, like everybody else saw it, and I said, "I'm here for you. Take advantage of every moment, and don't shy away from the lights. Just go be yourself."
What made him one of your favorites coming out of the draft?
I don't know. He just seemed like a likable dude. I watched a little bit of him. I guess it's one of the tweets he made one time that kind of that I saw that kind of made me say, okay, this dude, he got a little something to him. He's not just he's not just the average guy type of thing. But I like his game, and I'm excited for him.
As sources claim, coordinators hate when a young quarterback removes their favorite tools. Dart has done exactly that. Late disguises don't work as well. Soft zones get carved up. All-out blitzes turn into chunk plays. Legends say Dart's biggest weapon isn't his arm or his legs, it's anticipation. He throws receivers open before defenders even realize they're beat. That's why coverage busts keep showing up on film. It's not bad defense, it's late defense. Dart processes faster than most defenders react. Former linebackers have pointed out how uncomfortable it is to play against a quarterback who knows where the weak spot will be before the snap. You can feel exposed. According to insiders, the Giants' offense now puts stress on defenses horizontally and vertically in the same sequence, something they haven't done consistently in years. That's a quarterback-driven change. Legends have also praised how Dart manipulates defenders with his eyes. He doesn't stare down targets. He moves safeties just enough to create windows, then fires without hesitation. That's veteran-level craft. And once a quarterback shows that, defenses have to simplify. Simplified defenses are easier to beat. That's the snowball effect. Dart's presence has also changed how opponents approach the Giants emotionally. Teams don't come in expecting mistakes anymore. They come in cautious. That caution slows pass rushes, tightens coverage, and opens lanes. Legends say that's when quarterbacks start controlling games instead of reacting to them. Dart is already doing that in stretches. The scary part is he's still learning. His ceiling hasn't even been tested yet. When legends say unstoppable, they're not talking about perfection. They're talking about inevitability. Dart feels inevitable right now. The final piece NFL legends point to is how Jaxson Dart is quietly changing the Giants' identity, and that's where unstoppable turns into franchise-altering. As sources claim, teams don't just rebuild around talent, they rebuild around belief. Dart is giving New York belief again. Players talk differently, coaches call games differently, fans watch differently. That shift doesn't show up on stat sheets immediately, but it defines seasons. Legends say Dart has already crossed the most important threshold for a young quarterback. Teammates trust him when things go wrong. When a drive stalls, nobody looks defeated. They look focused. That's leadership. That's gravity. Defenses feel it too. They know one mistake can swing momentum instantly. Dart doesn't need explosive plays every drive. He stacks good decisions. That's how quarterbacks dominate long-term. NFL legends have seen this pattern before. It starts with respect, then it turns into fear, then it becomes expectation. Dart is moving through those stages fast. The Giants may not be contenders overnight, but they're no longer directionless. That's huge. Legends say once a quarterback stabilizes chaos, everything else becomes fixable. Personnel can be adjusted, schemes can evolve, culture can change, but without a quarterback like Dart, none of that matters. That's why the unstoppable talk isn't hype-driven, it's projection-driven, based on habits, based on composure, based on growth under pressure. Dart isn't chasing headlines, he's stacking days, and quarterbacks who stack days usually stack wins later. The league knows it, defenses feel it, the Giants are building around it. Jaxson Dart isn't just playing good football, he's laying a foundation that's hard to shake, harder to stop, and nearly impossible to ignore going forward. Like the video, subscribe for more deep dives, and stay locked in as Jaxson Dart continues turning respect into results and rewriting expectations in New York.